Good morning, Victory family. This is Cooper Garland once again with Cooper Nutritionals. I wanted to continue our discussion last month about hydration to a new topic, protein. Now in protein we're going to talk about the function of protein it has on the body, where you can find protein in food sources, what effects it has on the body determining what kind of daily activity you have, and fourth is on that daily activity, depending on what your goals are, how much protein do you need during the day. So to begin with, protein acts to repair and maintain damaged muscle cells after you work out or you're at the end of a long work day. So what you need to look at is what makes protein. It's two different kinds of amino acids, essential and non-essential. Essential is basically amino acids you can't produce in your body, you have to get from outside sources. So essential amino acids such as isoleucine, leucine, tryptophan, valine, those are the kinds you need to seek out. Okay. Now, non-essential, the kind of amino acids that you make in your body, but there's still not a lot of it, just like trace amounts, such as arginine, there's asparagine, glutamine. Those are the kinds that you don't have to go too heavy with in the food products because they already are made in the system to begin with. So what I have in front of me is a couple of examples of food products you can find those amino acids in, or just kind of give you an understanding of where different proteins can come from. Okay, so what we have here is all across the board where it's meats, there's fruits, vegetables, dairy products, and supplements. All of it has protein. Okay, question is, depending on what your goals are and what your daily activity is like, is going to determine how much you need and what you need to be aware of. So, for example, if you're having a low carbohydrate diet, that's going to be hard on your body, because if you're working out a lot and your energy expenditure is high, you're going to need to eat more. Okay, so if you're not eating a lot of carbohydrates and fats, or I would say just the proper amount of carbohydrates and fats, you're going to start to use that protein. So it's going to be a lost cause, so to speak. I mean, you're taking in the protein, but you're losing it. So the body's not going to be able to get stronger because it's using what you just put in. Okay, so for example, let's say you're looking for body mass loss. Okay, just body fat. Okay, you want to make sure that you're keeping that caloric intake low, and you still want to kind of shoot for the proper balance of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, but you're going to need to keep that caloric intake low for that certain amount of time until that goal is met. Now, conversely, if you are trying to gain mass, lean body mass, funny enough, you don't need extreme amounts of protein. Normal amounts of protein will just do fine. Okay. We'll get to that a little later. But my big point is that with protein, you don't need to get a lot. Okay, the body can't produce or can't utilize more than about, I would say, up to 30 grams per hour. So if you see some protein supplements that have you taking 40 grams in one scoop, don't worry about it, because the body's going to flush it out anyway. Okay, now funny enough, when you work out, your body is starting to get depleted of that protein, so you need to get protein back in. Alright, so what do we talk about when we talk about recommended dosages, okay, of protein? So for example, with the supplements, okay, we're looking at, well, the average person is about 0.8 grams per kilogram per day. Okay, but if you're on like an actual regimen, let's say maybe you wanted to go for strength training, endurance kind of athlete, or just you're active in some kind of recreational sport, that's going to be a big difference too. So for example, recreational sport people, people who play squash on every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or let's say during your classes, during the kickboxing and grappling classes, you're going to be getting about 1 gram per kilogram per day. Now, for the competition athletes, you're going to need to get more, okay, because you already have a lean body as it is, so your body fat amount is very low. So you need to get about, at least, I would say, 1.4 grams per kilogram per day. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is just kind of overdoing it. If you overdo it, there's going to be consequences. So for example, if you overdo on these kinds of foods, we're looking at, there have been reports about calcium depletion, there's a fluid imbalance, so you might be retaining water weight, you're going to be more hungry. Usually protein is kind of a hunger suppressant, kind of makes you full. We have, it actually can slow your metabolism down, basically just because you're overdoing it on eating. And then we have, weight rebound, so you are gaining because you're overeating. And then there's an energy loss too. All right. So now, what you need to look at is supplements. Okay. If you get a proper supplement, like let's say, for example, the whey protein, you want to look for something that's iso blended, not mixed blended. Okay. It should say iso whey or isolated protein. Okay. And then if it's mixed with dairy, you have both the casein and the whey, those two parts of the dairy protein, the complete protein, as you would say, to kind of fulfill the whole thing. So that about covers it for the protein. I hope you guys found this educational. If you have any other questions regarding your diet and kind of I guess mapping out your protein for your specific diet and your goals, just come and talk to me, okay? I'll be around, or you can email me at garlandforever@yahoo.com. Okay? Have a good time.